Alright guys, it looks like I accidentally turned off the camera. So we are going to try it again. You are driving down west. It's Thursday, May 4th, 2023. It's 7:24 in the morning. You are now driving down what is 9336. I must have pushed the button wrong and I cut off the exit ramp, but you're still here. Right hand side is still Christian Point. All those dead trees and that standing water because the mosquitoes are back, right, Queso? And we are going to, let's see, anybody behind us? Nope. And you are looking at a repaved 9336 or John Ingram Highway, which is going to make traveling so much better. So what I was saying before I got rudely cut off was, yeah, I got some stuff to pick up for people. Nice to ask, you know, everybody's asking me if I need something. I am heading off to get my physical for my captain's license. That's right. I did tell you I was doing it, so let's get down and do it. I tried to find you guys Wednesday, but I didn't see Jack had a video, so I just kind of slithered off and did my own thing. Thinking about again, a 1 or 2 person, those screen tents everybody has, because I'd love to have my coffee outside in the morning without the no-see-ums and the mosquitoes, because the moon was beautiful last night, about 4 a.m. See if I can turn the camera, if I can get a nice clear shot of Christian Point for you. Yeah. Dead trees and water. But that water's here because the wet season is coming. That means Christian Point is going to get flooded again. And that's where the crocodiles go during the day. That's the entrance to Rowdy Bend, which I tell people not to go to unless they're experienced at it. Just park your car and then go for a walk. But it's going to be muddy. Queso was good. He ate this morning. Yesterday he was a little pokey with his food, but you know what? I have found that some baby food, or if I grind stuff really fine, and believe it or not, a little bit more water and a miso spoon. As long as I hold the miso spoon for him, he's going to do just fine. So I'm very pleased with his stuff today. All right, so today's first mission is to go and get my physical, right? Which is fine, and that has to be done. I don't want to, but I got it, okay? Next mission is, once that is done, we are probably going to head to the Aldi, because it's right down the road, okay? Third mission is I am going to head out to that Asian market that I found, which I know it's going to be hard to find, but I know where it is now, so they can't hide it from me. After that, it's probably either going to be the neighborhood Walmart or the big Walmart. Might be both. I don't know. I may just stop at the big Walmart because there's a couple more things I do need that are, you know, RV, hunting, fishing supplies. You get it. And then after that, it is gas, and then back. My other plan of the day is if I get back early enough, I'm going to dry can potatoes, of all things in the world. Found a recipe somewhere. I have to watch it. It's going to be like 35 minutes, but that's fine. Instructional videos are fine. And I think I'm going to dry can some potatoes. I have about 3 pounds of them that need to just be moved along and dried. And I'm very excited by that. So, you know, anytime we can save something, we should. My neighbor just handed me 2 onions. He said, "Yeah, want any onions?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take onions," because I can always grow the bottoms, which I seem to be very successful with. And I can always do something like, I have beef broth, I have onions, French onion soup is a beautiful thing to make. Always good. I can always dehydrate them, right? So again, I didn't do a video yesterday. Our internet's been up and down. It was up and down this morning as well. It's almost like I get it and then I don't. My Wi-Fi says LTE, then it says no good for you, then it says LTE again. Okay, so they're having some some type of issue. Weather-wise, not bad. It's about 78 degrees. It's sunny, as you guys can see from that reflection out on the windshield. I just looked up and saw. Let's see if we can move that over there a little bit. There you go. So it's sunny. Again, it's early morning, so it's a little buggy. It is that time of year here in the Everglades. Right now, you're passing Snakebite, one of my favorite places to go. I have to park my RV right there on the grass and then take a walk around, but Snakebite is great. One of my favorite hiking trails, about a mile, 2 miles, but you can get out toward the water, and it's nice. So yeah, today's missions are the physical, obviously, Aldi, okay, Walmart, Asian Market, and gas. I don't have to go to the post office today, which is good, because from when I picked my head up above water, I saw that the post office is having some troubles again. It seems to be a long line of get less, pay more, and shut up. So my goal is to find alternative methods to send things beyond the post office. FedEx is nice, UPS is nice, I guess. We don't have a lot of office supply stores up here. They're a little further north, so it takes a little bit more to get to them, but they do exist. You know, I can always ask our FedEx driver if he's got a bag, and he'll pick stuff up. I can always pay for stuff by FedEx online and then just print the label out and off it'll go. We do have something for Miss Carrie, so, but it's only one thing, so I can't see sending it now for one thing. I would have to pile up a number of things and then send them. Now, the good news is when I send her stuff, packages, letters, emails, everything else, sometimes they don't have a cost. I mean, email, just the cost of your network connection, which is what you need to do. But packages do have a cost. And I think the most beautiful thing is I never get an acknowledgement. I don't get a thank you. I don't get a return the sender. I don't get as my mother used to say, crap in your hat. I get absolutely nothing. So it's absolutely beautiful when I can take my time, energy, and money and I can just throw it in a hole, right, guys? Don't be silly. Don't do what I do. All right, we're going 50, right, Queso? We're going 50. It is a 55. What you can't see, both sides of the trees are really high. What you can't see is through the trees on the right is the water. And I can see the water creeping up because I know what time of year it is. And because we don't have smell-o-vision yet, you can't smell the hydrogen sulfide I'm smelling. Okay, so that means the bacteria is working on stuff, chewing it down, releasing all those good things back to the ecosystem. Can you see that? No, that's a bird. All right, I'm back in the sawgrass prairie. What I'm going to have to do is get clear of these trees. Then I'll swivel the camera around a little bit. And then you can see, because I can see it, but I can't turn the camera around so you can. So hang tight. We got to get through the scrubby stuff. Let's see. I'm going to pick the camera up. Sorry about shaky cam. This is one of the two sawgrass prairies that we have to move through. That was a hawk. You couldn't see it. I could see it. And I'm sorry about the brightness. We're trying our best here. Didn't expect the sun to be exactly there at the moment. But we are in sawgrass prairie land, and so there's small trees and a lot of sawgrass, and I'm expecting the birds to show up any second now. Those dead trees are the ones that drowned. We talked about that before. They could be anything from red mangroves, Jamaican dogwood, or who knows what. But the big thick ones are cabbage palms, some Jamaican dogwood, some other scrub trees like a pine, an Australian /pine. There's a cabbage palm on the area is kind of blocked off a little bit, that's because there may be alligators or crocodiles nesting in that area. That's what those cones were for. So that means proceed with caution. Same thing with those cones coming up on the right. Noble Hammock now on our right hand side through those cones. They're putting those cones out again, not to keep you out, but to let you know caution. Crocodile, alligator, be coming up on the road, digging holes. Those red flags will tell you everything you need to know. We might be out early enough that we might just be seeing an alligator wandering down the road. Wouldn't that be neat? I could stop the KE and say, hey, check it out. Look, alligators. Many of you got to see the picture from the other night. If not, I'll send it to Jack on Saturday. He can display it. I got a little treat. I got to see the largest male here and one of the larger females here, both totally out of the water, right next to each other. Big mouths open, lots of teeth. I got within about 10 feet of them to take that picture. It was so much fun. Queso doing fine, wrapped up like a cannoli, as he is. There's more sawgrass for you. A lot of people love the sawgrass prairie and the cabbage palms near the edge, mainly for the birds. They just absolutely go crazy over the birds. I can't blame them. All right, let's bring this over here. A lot of traffic today, right? What do we have, 2 people maybe? Well, it is a Thursday, right? That's the first thing we need to think about. For those of you keeping track from the home game, 9 Mile Pond, and we're 28 miles from the entrance to the park. There's 9 Mile, you can see it through the corner there. I'm absolutely sure there's one of you that actually sits there with a map and goes, let me look at this and figure out where this guy is. So I'm giving you little pieces of data so you can follow on the road. But it still means we got to go another, what, 28 miles, Queso? Before we can even get to the front door. So checking the tree. Osprey. So, a little philosophical. We'll go technical. I'm trying to get a soft start for the rig. You know, that's one of the things that when your air conditioner turns on, it reduces the load on the system. And I think that's great. I looked into it before. I didn't pull the proverbial trigger on it. I called them 2 weeks ago, and they're not making the 30 amp anymore. And I've seen a number of products that say they're going to do it, but I've never heard of them. So I talked to a master electrician here who does seem to do well with RVs because he's lived in one for years, and said to me, I'm looking into the idea of seeing if maybe we can move you up to 50 amp. He said if we can move you up to 50 amp off the line, and then you can do step down, inside the system, then a 50 amp soft start would do the magic for you. And at the same time, it would probably reduce the load that you need per unit. And I went, okay, so that's a good thing. So we may have some upgrades coming in the future. We'll have to see. Vultures on the road, for those of you who are keeping track in the home game. You're going to see them right as I get there. And there they are. They're picking at a turtle. And for those Haroides Pond, and the park entrance is 25 more miles. Wow, that Sawgrass Prairie is wet over there. Good, that's what it's supposed to be. Once we get past this oncoming traffic, we'll go on to the next thing. Looks like a delivery truck. And it is. Next one up just looks like a car, so it could be a tourist. I don't know. Probably towing a boat. I'll put a buck down. He's towing a boat somewhere, or he's government. He's government, and that is utility van. All right. Gonna swivel around again for the sawgrass for you guys. Now you can see how wet it is. Anywhere you see it shiny, that's water. All right, our philosophical notes of the day. Sometimes I think after being in this beautiful RV for the last year, I think that sometimes it's too big, and I think sometimes it's not big enough. So that means I'm supposed to be doing some thinking. You know, and I don't know where to go with that. I still have one small repair I need to make. I got to talk to an RV dealer, I think, to get this magic to happen. Small. It's a body thing. It's nothing crazy. However, I'm starting to think that 22 feet is pretty big with a slide, and maybe I want to go smaller. Maybe I can, if I can get rid of more stuff, I can go smaller. And the other one is maybe I need to expand a little bit. Maybe I need a 27, you know, and just a little bit more space and a little bit more structure to hold the stuff that I'm having a problem getting away with. And, you know, my first instinct is, hey, why are you holding on to it? You know, why is it here? It's all sentimental. If I could find the person that should have it, I would just offload it and get rid of it. But I can't do that, so I'm kind of stuck. The other end is get a storage facility. No, that's just another expense for your stuff. And I only need something the size of a closet, for Lord's sake. You know? If it was a closet, and I need 6 feet by 6 feet by 8 feet, a closet, it would be more than enough to store that. I just hate dragging it around. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold tight. You can't see it, but I sure can. Photography group. Probably birds. That is the great Sawgrass Prairie of the Everglades, right in front of you, right there. I'm going to go over here. And in front of you there, with those trees up front, sorry about the spot on the windshield, that's mahogany hammock up there. All right, that's where we're headed. Well, Quesos keep looking at me because I'm talking. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry about the camera. All right. I know the speed limit is 55 and we are doing a blistering 50 miles an hour. both sides of you, in front of you, that is the mahogany hammock. That is the last stand of North American mahogany that nobody can touch. For those of you playing the home game, the sign for mahogany hammock is coming up, and you're going to see the mahogany hammock on the left. It also says the park entrance is 21 miles away. Now I know that some of you can't get over the concept that I have to travel 37 miles just to get to the front door, and then an additional 12 miles to just get somewhere. Many of you get very confused by this or upset by this, and I don't know why. I've had a couple of comments about it, and I'm just like, this is okay. I can do this. There are some days, as I did say in one of my previous videos, that sometimes I think I'm not far enough away from people. Okay? Because there's still too many people sometimes. That's very hard. When I have those moments, I go for a walk. I definitely go outside and get a little space on that, because the concept that it is so big, and I mean, in about less than a month, there's going to be like 35 people there in where I live, 30 tops, and I'm wondering if that's too many, and that's really kind of a hard thing. When I was where I was before, it was easily 30,000 people, 15, 20, 30,000 people. And when I would go out to the preserve, it's called the Black Run Preserve, I would walk around, and for 5 years, 6 years, it was a treat. I was always, there was always a note on the table, went for a walk, be back by 2, right? Always a treat. Then 3 to 4 years ago ish, I'd go for a walk, and normal places, normal spaces, I'd see somebody coming toward me or maybe behind me, and I would go, oh my god, what's this guy want? What's this chick want? Right? Is this a Karen? Is this a Chad? What are they going to do? Are they going to do something stupid? Are they going to act stupid around me? I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I'm like, I can't. And I can't climb off the trail. I did. I will admit there are some side trails. I would see them coming. I'd run down the side trails and wait for them to, go a little meander, wait for them to get around, and then come back to the main trail. And that is what has happened in society and people and everything to me, where the idea that somebody approaching me puts me on notice. Instead of a smile and a handshake and a hand out and a how can I help you, it is now hand to my hip, make sure I know where my knives are, what do you want, get away from me. Okay? That is what a society can do to somebody who his entire career was, how can I help you? So for those of you who are wondering what happened inside my head, someday I give you, an agreement that someday I will sit in front of the camera and I will tell you what happened. Then after, if you don't leave screaming, then we can have a conversation. Because it's not something I discuss. And when I discuss it, it gets me very upset. So you may get to see me discuss it and get a big ball of emotions about it. I may yell, I may cry, I may get ranty, who knows? I just know that, today I feel it a little bit. I feel it in my feet a little bit. I feel it in my left leg a little bit. Very fortunately, not in my back. I did some stuff over at our eco tent area, so I'm moving things around, which is not a problem. I don't care. I can pick things up and throw them. I don't give a darn. But it's not what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, if the boat's running and I'm not talking, then why am I here? If my boat's not running, I should be doing everything to make sure that boat is perfect. But this other stuff, I'll help you for a little bit. And then yesterday at about 12:30, I said to my boss, there's nothing else to do. I walked over, I talked to every single person on the dock, in the store, in the administrative areas. Anybody need something? I can't. No. Well, I'm going home. And I did. And I went back and checked my calculations and made sure that they were good and groovy. Called somebody for some guidance and got some help with that. So I was able to fill out the paperwork so that I have my time on the water that is official, right? So I am ready to go. And it's going to be okay. Now it's just a matter of the physical. I got my classes signed up for and paid for. You know, it's all supposed to meet at the end, but like I said, I went home yesterday because there was nothing to do. And now they're putting us on a unique schedule. They tried this before, and it's going to fail again. They put us on 4 10-hour days. But there's nothing to do in those 10 hours. So I'm much more prone to say to everybody, nothing going on, I'm on call. If my partner is there, then she and I can work on it together. You want to do onesies, twosies? Maybe we'll go together. They want us to, if we can, take videos of cool things that we see to send to the marketing department. Well, she and I had a conversation. She's like, it's really hard to video while I'm talking. I was like, so maybe we should go together. Maybe one time I'll talk. You video. One time I'll video. You talk. And that way we can help each other. And that's a great thing. And since the other guy who is going to be gone, he'll be gone soon, we don't have to consider him in our process. So we'll just wish him well and tell him to, drive safely. All right, now you guys are seeing Australian slash pines. Sadly, an invasive species. They're not supposed to be here, but they are here. So they at least have a unique feature where their limbs, if you didn't see, if you slow the video down, they're not on the ground. They're above 8 feet. And the reason they're above 8 feet is a natural fire break. It's really a unique situation. More sawgrass prairie both sides. Well, sawgrass prairie to your right, and then pines to the left. That's Paheoki entrance, 13 miles to the entrance of the park. Paheoki is a Native American word that translates to grassy water. And if you're looking at this sawgrass prairie right now, you bet your butt it's grassy water. So like I said, our biggest things right now are, is the RV too big? Is the RV too small? Could I sell it to somebody here? Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be able to have the money to afford this, okay? This isn't a trailer. Trailers go for a little bit less. But somebody would have to buy this, it would be pretty darn big, right? The other answer is we're, looking at lands. I don't want to do it, but I got to look at it. Maybe there's a place we can go. I can get land that's raw, and there may be lower building restrictions, no state taxes, and if we can keep out of the snow, more the better. So my idea is to look at this place. I'll probably call on them tomorrow. I did call on a place in the Ozarks, which is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, a little expensive, 30 acres, which is reasonable, and a very leave-me-alone attitude I like. And they're pretty like-minded, However, there is snow there. Their growing season is different. And trying to stay warm in an RV when you have to move it to get propane, even if you pigtail your propane, is a little tight. So, unless there was a solid structure next to the RV that I could use wood heat, for example, then that might be something that we could consider. And then you use the RV in conjunction with whatever space you have as just one piece of the living space is portable, one space is movable. Rusty 78609 did it. I was inspired by that. I thought that was cool. I just don't want, building codes and permits and property taxes and what are you doing? No, I want to be left alone. And anybody that is living on the space with me, I want them to have the same leave us alone attitude. We can help each other, but anybody else, leave it alone. Just go away. We don't want you here. I lost something. Looks like toilet paper. You're alright, buddy. So we're looking for that leave us alone stuff, and the ability to really turn the land over, grow food, go out and touch society as lightly as possible, or in a better world, pay somebody to go touch society for us for the small things we need and move on. What we can't build, what we can't bring to the table, we may have to go and resort and have somebody go to the crazy world and grab it for us. But that's, you're going to have to pay somebody for their time, you're going to pay for their energy, for the product that we need, and then, of course, for the risk. Because when you're paying for that type of thing, you're really paying for a risk. You're asking somebody to put their lives in their own hands to get you a button. So you have to think about those things. On the whole, as you guys can see, it's a beautiful morning. Easy driving. When was the last time we saw a car, right? Okay, so when was the last time we saw a car? Has to have been 10 or 15 minutes ago. Maybe. Signboard over there. We got some mahogany. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Those are cypress. Those big, long, skinny trees are the cypress trees. Their needles are coming back. That's why they look a little bit different. Oh, we got a sign. And what's it say? Road work ahead. All right. Let's all slow down a little bit. Something amazing I have thought of as I'm traveling through this very slowly is that I have only seen one turtle. Right? I would have fully expected to have seen more than one turtle today on the road. So that's a little bit different. Crows, yes. Vultures, yes. I haven't seen any egret, which is kind of weird. I didn't expect to see spoonbills out here. I haven't seen any heron, but that would make sense. They're more toward the water. The egret should be here. No turtles. And sadly for you guys, no alligators. I haven't seen an alligator on the side of the road yet. But hey, I'm going to take you right to the end of the park. So, or where the park border ends. I'll take you right around the cove like we did before, and we'll move along. More cabbage palms, cypress trees, right? Right, Keith? That's right. So we're looking at cypress, we're looking at cabbage palm, we're looking at some type of sedge. I don't know what it is. do know we're near the top of the park, so. Close to Pinelands. Could probably be the next entrance. And there it is. Just saw a sign on the side of the road you couldn't see. It says US 1 11 miles. Okay. And that's pretty close to where I have to end up. I'm going to be the road before that. It's called Chrome Avenue with a K. Chrome Avenue is one of the big avenues that runs parallel mainly to Route 1, which is what's called the Dixie Highway. Dixie Highway goes from Key West, Route 1, all the way up. And ultimately, if I followed Route 1 north, I'd end up in Maine. Okay. One of the things I wanted to do as a kid was I wanted to get a Honda Goldwing with a trailer and a tent and all that, and I wanted to start way up high, okay, in Maine at the beginning of Route 1, and then just drive all the way down, camping, you know, talking to people, hanging out, and then just drive all the way down to Key West and then all the way back. Not going to do that anymore, but only because as beautiful as Maine is, now if I have to drive on Route 1, I've got to go through some really bad places like Maine, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, places that I don't want to be with the people because bad people and bad ideas, and so that whole trip is done for. But it was a plan for a while when I got the RV. I was like, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will spend 3.5 hours, drive down to Key West, and then, start my way northwards in the summertime, May-ish. And then I thought, I would really love to do that. But the only thing I don't want to do is I don't want to be in those terrible places with those terrible people, even passing through. I just don't want to go there. Bad people, bad ideas, bad decisions, and bad behavior. And I just don't want to do that. Alright, left the Long Pine Key right there. Yeah. One of the biggest areas of the park. There's RV parking there, right, Kezo? And let's see, there's the deer picture. That means the key deer are here. And if you've never seen a key deer, look it up. It's like a miniature deer. It's tiny. There are whitetail here, like where I came from, but these are key deer. And now you guys are seeing how wide open it is, how flat it is. And that's because we're near the beginning of the park. Okay, I'm actually seeing cell towers. That's how close to civilized world I am. Here. There we go. Sorry about shaky cam. Someday, Queso, when we're all big and grown up and we do this for a living, we'll get ourselves a gimbal or something, right? Until then, this is it. What do we got? We finally have a car going about, I know, a blazing 53 miles an hour. I mean, that's an estimate. I'm just using... My gauges are analog, okay? So they're not digital, which is what I want. The only digital stuff is the trip indicator and mileage. So, and that's the way I want it. You know, I really don't want all the digital nonsense and the chips to fail. And if I can avoid all that, that's a good thing. What do we got? We got a truck. It's like a truck. That was a propane truck. So that was that was doing gas lines. All right, we got to slow down a little bit. We got a 45-mile-an-hour speed zone coming up. That's tourist. There we go. We're in the 40-mile-an-hour zone. Excuse me. This is the area that the road splits because that's the entrance to 3 different trails. Royal Palm, Ahinga, and Gumbo Limbo are the entrances to your right. You go down that road, and then what happens is the trails split off. It's a main road, and then the Gumbo Limbo Trail, I think, is first, then Ahinga, then Royal Palm all the way at the end with the Royal Palm Visitor Center. Months since I've been down there. Royal Palm Visitor Center is very nice. It's also, for those of you who ever venture this far into the wilderness, there is a Nike missile base at Royal Palm Visitor Center. You call a park service, and sometimes they'll take tours out. They may have finished them for the season because it's summertime, but it is a neat thing to do. I've done it. It's very cool. And, you know, like I said, we've had plenty of people that have driven by. I'm trying to think. James, right? James Catanese. My friends Carry On Vagabonds. They went down to the Keys. They drove around. I'm like, you totally missed it. When you got to the top and you got to the mainland of Florida, you should have just made a left. You could come down and see me. It was going to take you about 45 minutes to an hour. Everybody seems to be afraid to enter the park. You know, because this part of the park. They seem to be a little tenuous about heading all the way down. That's a good thing because it keeps the riffraff out. It's a bad thing because that means anybody who wants to see me has to really want to come see me. Which is why I've had a grand total of 0 people that have come to see me. I think they're a little afraid. There's a good cushion there. Right, Biggie? Alright, I am slowing down. You are now at the top entrance of the park again. Is that one of the rangers I know? Yes, it is. We are now passing the entrance. Somebody coming in with a camper. Good for you, good for you. Oh, that's a teardrop. Look at them. Alright, we're passing Co. Hopefully I can get a good shot for you guys. You have to pick the camera up again. That's the main entrance of the park right there. That's the Co Resource Center. Of which I can just go in and they just let me in now. They just don't care anymore. I stop there about once every 2 months or so with a notebook and questions, and they pretty much just let me in. More deer. There you go. That sign on your right says you are now leaving. So once you pass the big rock sign, which you guys got to see, I stopped and taken you a picture there. It's going to be on our left. And we are now officially everything's going to look a little different. So what I'm going to do is slow down because I'm going a little faster than I should be. Okay, we are now in kind of a scrubby space. There's not much here. It's kind of preserved land to help maintain the ecology properly here. All right. A lot of stuff that they really messed up the water around here. Now here comes a big truck and some other traffic, and you'll see the cell phone tower on your right. If there's a big truck here, it means it's a delivery time for something. They don't come out here for fun, that's for sure. Right, Kiza? So we're going to swivel around as we come past this water maintenance center. Okay, we're going to see farmlands, corn, broccoli. To the left, it definitely looks like corn. They do tomatoes in some places. Hemp. There is a hemp farm up in a little bit. The water cannons are running today because it's a little cooler. I mean, they want to do it. They want to get the water in before it gets too hot. A good-sized cell tower. So kind of crop they're growing on the left. Oh, that's definitely corn. Stuff on the right too small, I'd have to stop and look. If I would have made a left where that car is making a right, I would go to Miami Brewing. There is a big facility out there, the small brewery. I've never been there. Remind me too much of my favorite places where I went before in my life. That is the South Tip Farm Stand and the South Tip Hemp Farm area. Next up is on your left and right, mainly nurseries. There's some acreage right there if you want to grow something. But mainly nurseries, a lot of decorative plants, palms, orchids, things like that. Some fruit trees. Uh-oh, something in the road, something in the road. What's in the road? A bag of something. All right. Some rather nice homes with immense fences around them and a very large nursery. To your right is another very large nursery, right, Queso? Same to your left, but the left is for sale. It looks remote enough, and there's a big fenced-in area, but I don't know what I would do with that, so a little too close to people. That's the Blessed Nursery, which does a lot of decorative alms and avocado and things like that. This is Green Growers. They do a lot of smaller stuff. A lot of smaller decorative stuff, you know, that you put in your walkway, your driveway. Right-hand side is either hops or grapes. I just don't know which. I'd have to stop and look. Everything on a vine. Stuff on the grounds here. This land is more fallow from what it looks like. Not the left side, the right side. Doesn't look like there's anything growing there. Might bet is that if there's scrub growing there, somebody's throwing soybeans around, okay? And they're re-nutrifying the soil. A lot of the problem here in some of these spots of Florida is the soil has very low O2. So nitrogen and oxygen fixing plants are extremely important here. That's the big sign for the airboat rides and the alligator farm. Technically, you are now in Homestead, Florida. Okay. Technically, Flamingo is considered Homestead, but it's a mailing address. It's really just Flamingo. More decorative palm to your right on a pretty deep turn here. So let's take our time. Is that tropic? No. Usually when I see a truck that size, it's usually the gas delivery for us. So I wanted to see if that was the right guy. Right, guy? Let's see what we got. These are like apartment homes on your right, single level, and they're all made out of concrete for obvious reasons. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to slow down, avoid the junk in the road. Now, we're going to have to make a turn. The weird buildings in front of you. Okay, that is the turn to go to the alligator farm on the right. The very strange buildings in front of you are the Miami-Dade Correctional Facility. Technically, we are on what's called 192nd Street. It's 9336. Okay, so there's no hiding that. Another nursery. Another reminder that your alligators and airboats are behind you. What do we got? More stuff on vines. I'm not sure if it's grapes or grapes, could be hops, could be hemp, I don't know. The people behind me are probably going to pass me. Okay. And for those of you paying attention, on the left-hand side is the world-famous Everglades Gator Grill. Have I eaten there? Yes. Is it good? It tastes like alligator. Right side, those are definitely grapes. I don't even have to go look at them. The left side, I'm not sure. The right side is definitely grapes. Those are grape leaves, for sure. Okay. Also, for those of you playing the home game, left-hand side is the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. That's their office down here. There is a wilderness rescue right here on your right-hand side. That's the Everglades Wilderness Rescue. So they do a good job taking care of injured animals. Thank you for them. Water treatment facility to our left. Another small road to our right. And those of you who are keeping track at home, world famous place. On the left-hand side is a place called Robert is Here. And that is where you get your milkshakes and your fresh fruit and your firewood, and you get fresh veggies. It's a beautiful farmer's market. And it is called Robert is Here. All right, let's make our turn. I got here first. I go first. All right, next up, right-hand side, nothing. Left-hand side, something really disgusting. They have been building these houses. I've seen them going up for years, and they all look identical. It's like that Wrinkle in Time thing in the book. Horrible. They absolutely look horrible. And I have said, how many are finished? And about the first 2 dozen. And I've asked how long it's taken them to build it, and they've been going on forever. Right-hand side, more of a gated community area. These houses are more straightforward. They kind of look the same. They're one level ranches, right? But they are, I don't know what it is. It's just one level ranches. Post office is to your left. The beautiful Circle K and the Valero are right here. These are the places that, gas just changed prices. From $3.39 to $3.30. Oh, there it is. Easy Pay $3.39. But these are the two places I tend to get gas. There's a place called Murphy USA. It's by the Walmart. And then there's the Circle K, which is where I tend to go. Okay. But as far as you guys can be considered officially, okay, we just went from a very, very strange, isolated place in a third world country, and now we are in a third world country, right? So it was just a little bit of a drive to get to the same thing. And I assure you, this is a third world country. Coin laundry is over there. That's a good thing to know. There was a church. There's something. This is Community Medical Group, which is not where we are going. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a moment at this stoplight and stop and say, hey, thank you. We're going to start to encode this video. I need the phone now because I'm getting to the next place on Chrome, and I want to make sure I don't miss it. It's going to be hard enough to park there. So thank you for coming for a ride. Bye.